So, kids getting a driver license, huh? Yeah! Clear the roads! Haha. Seriously though, it's scary stuff. Your new driver hurtling down the thruway, to say nothing of all the new costs you may be facing. Oh boy! But really, look at the national statistics. Drivers between the ages of 16 and 19 are more likely to experience a collision. You don't want that. I don't want that. Heck, no one wants that. And that's why states nationwide have adopted graduated driver licensing regulations. I know, it sounds complicated, but don't worry. I'm here to help. Welcome to Graduated Driver Licensing Made Simple. Now, each state has its own set of specific rules and regulations, but today we're taking a look at New York. Meet Daniel and his mom Marie. They're about to start on the great adventure of the GDL. Daniel turned 16 yesterday. In New York, this means he's just old enough to apply for his learner's permit. He and his mom have spent time together studying this year's New York State Department of Motor Vehicles Driver's Manual, and he's ready to go to the DMV to get his junior permit. All they have to do now is head down to the local DMV, where they'll both sign off on his permit paperwork, provide proper proof of his identity, and take the written test and eye exam. 20 harrowing questions later, Daniel is a proud junior permit recipient. So what now? Now the fun part. Daniel needs to clock 50 hours of supervised driving time, 15 of which have to be after sunset, with his mom Marie, a driving instructor or teacher, or another licensed adult over the age of 21. Marie will need to sign off stating that Daniel has indeed been practicing and has completed the required driving time. The supervised driving period is really important because it gives experienced drivers a chance to make sure that their student is learning proper safety practices behind the wheel in a safe and controlled setting. Now that he's got his permit, Daniel needs to spend 6 months working on his driving abilities under his mom's watchful eye. He must also schedule and complete his 5-hour pre-licensing course or driver education course before moving on to the next phase. Meet Amanda and her dad, Jake. Amanda is 16 and a half years old. She spent the last 6 months learning Jake's best tips and tricks for how to pull off the perfect parallel parking job, among other rules of the road. She's now ready to embark on that vital rite of passage, the road test. She and Jake must schedule a road test date at the DMV, where Amanda will get to show off her shiny new driving skills. With a passing score, she'll enter the intermediate stage of the GDL, the junior license. Now she can finally strike out on her own in that brand new Mercedes, or whatever. She may be allowed to drive solo, but there are still safety restrictions on her junior license. These restrictions are meant to protect teen drivers from potentially dangerous situations and distractions on the road. Until she turns 18, she can't drive unsupervised between the hours of 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. or drive with more than one passenger under the age of 21, unless accompanied by a licensed driver over the age of 21. Amanda is not permitted to drive at all in New York City with her junior license, and if she drives on Long Island, there are additional restrictions on when, where, and with whom she may drive. The law has other specific provisions for intermediate drivers. Traffic tickets, accidents, or injuries caused by drivers with a junior license carry fines and can even result in their license being suspended or revoked. When the young driver turns 18 years old, the state's GDL restrictions will be lifted. Congratulations! At this point, Amanda is a fully licensed, unrestricted, ready-to-go driving machine. Of course, Jake makes sure to let her know that having an unrestricted license doesn't give her complete freedom of the road. Unsafe driving, cell phone use, alcohol consumption, and traffic regulations are just a few of the things young drivers need to stay responsible about as they embark on the trip from learner to pro. Okay, let's recap. At age 16, a New York State student is eligible to apply for a junior permit. After studying this year's New York State Driver's Manual, the written exam and eye exam will be taken, which must be passed to receive a junior permit. During the next 6 months, the new driver must have logged 50 hours of supervised driving time, 15 of which must be after sunset with a licensed adult over the age of 21. In this stage, the New York State 5-hour pre-licensing course or state-approved driver education course must have been taken and completed. Now, the road test. With a passing score, a junior license will be issued. At age 18, the New York State GDL regulations will be lifted. Some drivers may be eligible to receive adult privileges at age 17 if they complete a State Education Department approved driver and traffic safety education course. But remember, the restrictions placed on beginner and intermediate drivers in New York vary by where you drive, not necessarily where you live. If you drive in New York City or on Long Island, you have additional restrictions on where, when, and with whom you may drive. Hopefully, this handy guide has helped you make sense of the ins and outs of graduated driver licensing. For more information and specific rules for your own state, check out impactteendrivers.org or www.dmv.ny.gov/youngerdriver. Happy driving!